Tonight's episode is entitled Reigns of Deceit, because the whole panel, we have roundtable discussions about, of course, breaking news today of the sudden suspension of Roman Reigns of the wellness policy. We'll be talking about that. Of course, Money in the Bank results we'll be discussing briefly. Air quote, strong air quotes, news of Kurt Angle and Mysterio and Mr. Anderson possibly making their way to WWE, scene which I think we've only broke that news about, 3-4 months ago. And, of course, other news, NXT Gameboy will be giving his thoughts on the E3 coverage of Sony and Microsoft. We'll also have Toph to join in on that segment. Talking about the 900 pounds of weed that was caught today on I-95 in Maryland and a whole bunch of other things. Follow Under the Mat Radio on Twitter at @Tech_UTMR. NXT Gameboy, follow him on Twitter at
NXT Gameboy. Spell it correctly, please.
Please do. Angry Mark, oh yeah, that's right, no social media for you. I know you're still allergic, but tell the fans anyway how to contact you.
They can contact me through any of the Under the Mat Radio social network pages by just using the hashtag #AngryMark. They can also feel free to, send Tech any hate mail and just hashtag your hate mail to #AngryMark. He loves receiving that. And you can also put a note on at your local beer distributor on the nearest Budweiser 12-pack or 24-pack, and it's only the pounders, all right, not the little cans. I won't even respond to your Post-it note.
Please do. And also don't forget, fans, the great Angry One himself, Angry Mark, still pays for his groceries by checks. So way to go, Angry Mark, for still keeping the old technology and old ways alive.
I'm keeping it real. All right, keeping it real old.
Sounds just like you too. Follow Amplicenture Queen, female correspondent, on Twitter at Butterfly206. That is BUTTAFLI206. Of course, Ellis Security, cameraman, and videographer. Follow him on Twitter. The Chuckster, community creator. Toph, tell him how to follow you on Twitter.
You can follow me at Toph Knows Best, and also just put a hashtag Toph anytime you see a LeBron James meme. I'll be on it.
Yes. And, of course, follow Saltine on Twitter at Saltine_MMEH. Wait a minute, did I say that wrong? No, I'm sorry. Yeah. It's at Saltine_MMEH. Shout out to Razor Cabron, who I believe Angry Mark tweeted a picture of Saltine's basement. I believe did we all see that?
We hear that is where dreams happen.
Yes. And
it looks like fucking nightmares.
I heard Saltine got a Dexter's Laboratory thing going on down there.
Yes, of course. And follow us on Instagram, Under the Mat Radio, all one word. Our YouTube page, same name as the show. Facebook, of course, the like page, NXT Gameboy.
Well, make sure you go to Under the Mat Radio on Facebook. Look us up, the official Under the Mat Radio like page, where you can find out about all the upcoming events and dates and all the upcoming guests that we cutting, this summer. So we got to keep it nice and sizzling for you all, folks. So make sure you go there, hit the, what do we call it now, the little thumb? Is it still the thumb now? Because now it's just a check now. I don't know. I think they got rid of the thumb.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So make sure you turn that from white to blue and keep up with Under the Mat Radio. Yeah.
Please do. And email us at underthematradio@gmail.com. Any fans want to call in and talk about Roman Reigns, Money in the Bank, RH, any topics, wrestling, MMA, boxing, or pop culture related, call in 347-677-1862. Please do note that if there's any topics past the year of 1984, Angry Mark has no clue what it is, but we'll still help him out. So, with the news right offhand, first segment, of course, we're going to talk about the breaking news. Roman Reigns suspended. I know people are going to get hurt. I know they're going to get mad. So, Roman Reigns suspended indefinitely by WWE for the first violation of the wellness policy. NFC Gameboy, start you off. Your thoughts of Reigns.
At first I thought it was just him, a way to get the fans behind him, to get some heat or something. And then when I found out that it was true, I just laughed. I laughed for about 15 minutes. Like, I personally just, I heard he's a very cool guy, like, outside the business, but I really never liked Roman Reigns. So I can really care less. You know what I mean? You break the rules, you're going to pay. And for somebody who Vince put and invested all this time to, and as petty as Vince McMahon is, I'm pretty sure that he's going to feel the full extent of the violation. Because the fans, they love him. Well, the women love him, and the kids love him. Most fans don't really love him. But, you know what I mean? Hey, you fucked up, man. Like, I don't know what it was, and I really just don't care because I don't like him any daggone way. So, tough titty. Oh, well. That's how NFC Gameboy feel about it. Back to you, folks.
Well, Angry Mark, of course, I'm going to bring you, have you give your thoughts on Roman. And do you remember, fans, WWE has currently 2 current stars that are serving suspensions, just to let you know. We'll also bring up about Jerry Lawler as well. We'll go to Angry Mark, your thoughts on Roman.
Well, my thought on it is it's really not that big of a deal, in my opinion. I mean, some of the biggest names in WWE over the past 10 years have violated and came back just fine. I mean, Randy Orton, you know, he has 2 strikes on him. You know, it really didn't affect his career that much. And with Roman, what's interesting is, and all the little internet wrestling marks out there can go ahead and pay attention to what I'm about to say because it's relevant. From both of my inside sources, after the story broke earlier today, I found out that Roman Reigns' failed test came back to the WWE. WWE knew about it on June the 7th. That is Tuesday, June the 7th, was when WWE was aware of Roman's failed test.
So what you're saying is 2 weeks, it's been over 2 weeks, WWE's known about the violation.
That is correct. Both of my sources, and as you guys both know, it is very, very, very rare that my sources are wrong. Okay? So, I mean, yeah, WWE, you know, they can decide to suspend him whenever. So they wanted to transition, you know, with Seth getting the championship and Dean cashing in. So Dean cashing in was the result of Roman's test failing. Okay? Dean was not going to cash in at Money in the Bank. Dean was not going to originally cash in. He was going to put himself into the main event of SummerSlam. Okay? So there you go, internet wrestling community fuckers. You know, Dirt Sheets will report this within 48 hours. So there you go.
We break the news here, and I'll just try to take the credit for it. I'll shut your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Toph, real quick, your thoughts, Roman Reigns being suspended. And then after this, we're going to bring an effort to your queen.
There's no doubt in my mind that the failed test is legitimate. The only real question is, how long have they known that? The period of time that it's going to take for their next show, Battleground, will be over 30 days. So Roman can just be off TV the entire build, and then he can just come back the week of the show, which would annoy some fans, but, you know, they've done that before with Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton, and again, it's just his first defense and stuff. And, it is what it is. Roman got caught. A lot of folks do it, but he just got caught. I hope they use this as an excuse to turn him heel. Fans are booing him anyway. The writing's on the wall. I know there's been a lot of reports going around of them doing different tour shows where the numbers that Roman was drawing were not any higher from anybody else. I read somewhere that, like, Roman would work out a show against Sheamus as the main event, and it would draw, like, maybe 3,500 people or whatever. But then Dean Ambrose would work against Alberto Del Rio the very next day, and it would draw, like, more or less around the same, if not sometimes more. So I know that he hasn't really been drawing that well for house shows. Most recently, he's not in the top 5 of merch anymore. And then this happens. The fans are not really booing Seth Rollins. The fans are behind Ambrose, and then this happens. So it's just kind of a snowball effect for Roman. To his credit, he admitted he fessed up to it on Twitter. So, he's not denying it or anything like that. But pretty much like Angry Mark said, Randy Orton being the main example, he's on strike 2, but technically, really, he's like on strike 5. They just, that's what happens when you're a golden boy, when you're protected. But, it is what it is. Rumble's being humbled. So, but I think overall he'll be okay. But I think going forward for the next few months, or at least at the very minimum, probably for the rest of the year, I do think that the Roman train is going to be taking a very sudden halt. I think he'll be on the back seat for a bit.
Okay. Ever since your queen, we're going to bring you in for the segment. Give your thoughts live on Roman Reigns' suspension.
Okay. At least y'all know that I'm a Roman girl. Yes, I'm pissed about what happened with him. Yes, he needs to get punished. But the joke, the memes, man, y'all just need to stop. This is not like this is the first person that has ever broke a wellness policy. Y'all they putting it out there like it's the biggest thing out there. Y'all keep forgetting is the other wrestlers that have done it, and it's just crazy right now. It's really crazy. It's y'all. I mean, they act like it's no other person in WWE has ever done anything, has ever gotten suspended. Tex, you said he was suspended, and definitely he has 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I posted on my Facebook about y'all going after him, talking this, talking that, but nobody, and it seems to have like left everybody's mind that Jerry King Lawler was just suspended and definitely got fired for doing what he did. Nobody seen it. They talked about that for one hot second, and that was it. Jerry King Lawler has been in the business longer than Roman Reigns or whoever else has been going. And everybody looked up to Jerry King Lawler, and for him to do what he did, Roman is just,
Believe when you say y'all.
Small. I'm talking about everybody. The whole wrestling world.
IWC.
Whole wrestling world.
It's social media. Anybody of any prominence, they're going to kill. They do it to LeBron James, Stephen Curry, everybody. And yes, with Afro-Central Queen saying, Lawler, we can go to him next, but I'll say this to you, Afro-Central Queen, and to anybody listening that, may be upset behind Roman Reigns. It's social media. Anybody that's in the limelight that gets in trouble is going to get trolled. That's social media today. And two, Roman Reigns was WWE champion. Roman Reigns is more relevant all over the world than Jerry Lawler. Yes, Jerry Lawler is a legend, but really at the end of the day, Jerry Lawler's name being suspended really wasn't going to have press life much. He was suspended, lasted for what? 5 hours, if that, and then people forgot about it because more pressing things happened. Roman Reigns being suspended, however, more relevant. He's all over TV, WWE champion being suspended, selling all this merchandise, so yeah, it's going to have more traffic. My thoughts, that's what Roman gets. That's on him. You can use this for positive motion. Maybe you could end up using this to turn him heel. Who knows? But he's still selling a lot of merchandise, so we'll see what they do. flipping to Jerry Lawler.
Whoa. Did you just say they were selling a lot of merchandise? We're talking Roman Reigns here. All right.
I have his merchandise.
No.
Okay,
I'm saying in general when it comes, he's not top. Well, we know he's not. Him being gone isn't hurting, of course, WWE. But what I'm saying is that it's kind of curious to see how the fans, when it comes to the merchandise, what they gonna think. Will you see any drop in his merchandise sales at all because he got suspended, because he violated the wellness policy, or will you see like a slow climb? We know Roman Reigns' merchandise is nowhere near the top 5. We all know that.
Well,
but
what we
people
do know
have
is
it on, going to live shows, a lot of Roman Reigns stuff, but it ain't top 5.
Roman's just pissed because, it's like, he goes to Cena and he's like, how the fuck do you keep getting away with this, but now I get busted?
Thanks, Angry Mark. Thank you so much, because it is a lot of other people that has gotten busted way more than he has. So, thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for that. Real quick, we have a caller. Area code 860. Welcome to Under the Mat Radio.
Hey, I'm not a good guy. I'm not a bad guy. I'm the suspended guy. Roman Reigns. I don't know why all you haters are hating on me because I got suspended. Don't worry. I'm going to sit home for 30 days. I'm going to play I'm a Little Teapot with my daughter. I'm going to cut some more Looney Tune promos. And hey, in one day, I granted more wishes for all the kids out there than John Cena. Because all you little kids that don't like me, well, there you go. You got your wish. I'm away for 30 days.
Well, real quick, Carla, can I ask you your thoughts of John Cena? Did this real quick. Are you a fan of his, or?
Who, me?
Yes, you're a fan of Cena.
Oh, I'm Roman Reigns. Of course I'm not a fan. We all know this guy's been on the juice, John Cena, Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect, but he don't get busted. But it's cool. Don't worry. And I just want to say, everyone out there, I'm going to declare myself the first contestant for SummerSlam when I come back.
Contestant? Contestant? You're going to be on a game show?
Yeah, because I'm Roman Reigns, and Vince scripted that promo for me.
Well, all right, Carla, thank you much. For anything else you want to add?
Oh, just believe and succotash, and I don't know. I gotta wet my hair. My wife wants me in bed soon, so I gotta wet my hair up for getting ready to nail my wife. So.
Hey Roman, before you go, do me a favor, man. Can you can you like put a hit out on Elmer Fudd? That dude's owed me money like since 2nd grade, dude.
Elmer Fudd? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be busy watching Looney Tune cartoons for my promos when I come back. So definitely if I see Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, tell LeBron. Tell LeBron James I said it's still real to me too. Damn it! All right.
Oh, LeBron.
Roman.
Oh yeah.
Roman,
I got Superman punch for LeBron.
Roman, you gotta keep this in mind. When Toph is asking you to take out Elmer Fudd, he can only pay you in pints of Mott's apple juice.
Oh, okay. Well,
I won't argue that.
He can pay me in some of that stuff I was taking illegal and to get suspended. If you can find it on the black market. But we can't talk about that now. So.
Why you got to bring race into this?
Huh?
Why you got to
the black market? Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
This is a black podcast. You know that. This is urban, and you got to bring race up.
Oh. Well, I'm related to The Rock. He's part black, so we're fine, right?
That's bullshit.
We all know Angry Mark's the Owen Hart of the group.
Yeah,
Which isn't bad. That makes me the most talented wrestler.
Is he a nugget? Is he an aardvark? What is he?
Oh man, I used to say nugget all the time, not knowing what it meant. I feel so bad.
He's a soul survivor.
Roman Reigns, question real quick. So the Royal Rumble 2 years ago, when The Rock, when he was gently touching the back of your neck, and he whispered in your ear in the ring. What did he actually say to you?
He says, I don't know what the fuck we got to do to get you over, but you suck, man. That's what he said to me. That's what he said. He said, and we're not related, he said. So, but I don't know. I can't get over. I don't know what I got to do. I'm thinking about helping out the Girl Scouts for their cookie drive next year. Maybe do some spokespersons for AARP, for the old people.
Hey, Roman, what you can do? You have a whole month off. Why don't you climb mountains with JBL?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. And maybe I can climb a mountain and maybe fall off of it or something, and maybe the fans will get over with them. I just don't know what to do anymore. I can't get over these people.
You may even have that X-Pac heat.
Well,
Roman,
I gotta get going. My wife's calling me. I gotta shampoo my hair, get all real sexed up, put my daughter to sleep. So, but it's nice talking to you guys.
And
believe in the Shield.
Thank you. Only this is Mad Radio. Random calls. Right. You're cool. 860 live radio. Thank you much. Real quick, on a serious note, I want to shout out to Amita's sister Saltine. He did fall a little ill with a real bad stomach virus. So Saltine, we do hope that you feel better.
Yeah, I hope you get better, man.
And it's a Gameboy. Your thoughts on Roman Reigns calling in?
Man, I was so shocked that he actually knew how to use a telephone and dial numbers, because he looked like a deer in headlights when I see him on TV. And I'm just thinking about all the investors who's sitting up there, put all that money into him, and actually think he's going to be successful, and he's not. He just don't have it. He got the look. He always come out there with like he just got out of a tub or a shower or something, all drenched and everything, and he does the Samoan yell, and he do all this Samoan this and Samoan that. Yeah,
And it's
but he's boring.
Ever since you're queen, I know you're the Roman Reigns girl. What actually does he do? What actually do Roman Reigns say before he does the spear? Is it "Ora" or is it something like the Usos do before the entrance, or what does he say?
He says "Ora."
Oh, just that. Okay.
And Gameboy, he's not the only guy that comes out there with wet hair. You got Seth, Dean, the Usos. And whoever else got long hair come out.
Oh man, don't put him in the same category as those guys. I like those guys. They actually entertaining.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose hair is not always wet. It's pretty dry at times. His hair is like pretty.
No, I don't know what you're watching. His hair.
Are we really arguing about someone's hair? Like really? Is this head and shoulders?
Yep.
Could be. You would think, because everybody in WWE's hair is wet, except for Shane.
There you go.
Why don't Shane ever wet his hair? That's your boy, NXT Gameboy.
You know it.
Jerry the King Lawler gets suspended indefinitely. Once again with a domestic charge. Jerry the King Lawler did blame the domestic charge on his girlfriend. Not sure how long he is suspended. But definitely, Jerry the King Lawler's been down this road multiple times with WWE. Angry Mark, start off with you. Your thoughts, insights on Jerry Lawler being suspended. Angry Mark, you there? Did you wake up? Probably went to take a drink of beer.
Is he drunk?
Probably so.
Oh, God damn.
So, start off with you. Angry Mark drinking 7 a.m.
Yeah, man. I think a lot of Roman fans are drunk tonight. Drunk with rage.
Your thoughts, Toph, on real quick, Jerry the King Lawler's suspension.
Yeah, Jerry just should have called it a day after that heart attack thing. I don't even know why he's still there. I know he was on SmackDown, or he was, and he was doing a heel thing, and that's all well and good, but I don't watch SmackDown. Clearly, he has a thing for younger girls. I mean, whatever. I'm not going to totally shit on him because the girl had a choice to date him as well, so it takes two. Both people are to blame. From what I understand, Jerry Lawler, for whatever reason, he's like one of the few guys in the company that is like legitimately bulletproof. A lot of fans say, how come Michael Cole has been there for so long? It's because when they're doing commentary and Vince is feeding them lines, there's like this video somewhere on YouTube, and I don't remember the title of it at the moment, but there's like a video on YouTube of Michael Cole, and it was like during a commercial break, and you could literally hear like Vince yelling at Cole, and Cole was like, I'm sorry, Mr. McMahon, I'll say it this way, say it that way. Jerry Lawler's like one of the few dudes that'll just be like, fuck it. He'll just get up and leave. So he won't take Vince's shit, and he's like one of the few dudes that just stands up to Vince. So because of that, he's just bulletproof. Jerry Lawler could be revealed to be the higher power. He could be the one that killed Tupac, and Vince would be like, nah, you can stay. So, but hopefully Jerry can just, I don't know, maybe there's so many things they got on the WWE Network. I'm sure there's something he can do. He can still do the Hall of Fame thing, you know, that he likes to do so much. He does seem to have a passion for that, but you know, Jerry, I guess he'll be back soon. I mean, within a month or so. But you know, it is what it is.
Doesn't really change the product, no. I talked to Jerry Lawler for like 40 minutes last year, and shout out to our good buddy Michael Kingston, who writes for the great Headlocked comic book, wrestling comic book. Please check that out, please. Jerry Lawler told me up front was like he gets started talking about wrestling on Raw every Monday night, so you can just tell he's just there, you know, this call it going through the motions. You know, he's not a fan of the product as of late. You know, he loved it when he was with Jim Ross, and he's just there to be there pretty much. So him being gone, I don't think he cares. And like you said, if he doesn't come back, you really don't notice much of a difference. And it's sad because of the whole commentary, the life of commentary in WWE right now is just horrible. Thank you, Mark. Are you woke yet? Are you still drunk? Guess so. NFC Gameboy.
No. Hey.
Oh shit!
My phone. I had to completely reset it. The mute button literally would not deactivate. It was.
They have mute buttons on flip phones.
Huh?
They have mute buttons on flip phones.
No mute button on flip phone. That's why I got a Galaxy 6.
Yeah, it's a Galaxy 6. Good to know you somewhat up on technology.
You know, hey. I'm happy with how Lawler actually handled the situation. He was trying to stop his girlfriend from making a mistake, driving while intoxicated. You know, I always get a designated driver. You know, there was no gun involved. You know, he didn't threaten her with a gun. You know, it's, you know, bail was set at a very minimal amount, very minimal. If it was anything serious, there would have been a higher bail set. Okay? There wasn't restraining orders set against each other. They were just told not to communicate. So, I mean, what Jerry was doing, he was protecting her, you know, from doing something stupid. He did not strike her, you know, and so for what he did, you know, it's standard, you know, for both parties to get arrested. It is what it is. You know, when it goes into court, it'll get thrown out. Jerry's name will be cleared. Eventually, the police report will be made public. So you know what? I'm fine with the suspension. WWE has to dot their I's, cross their T's, and hopefully Jerry will be back in time for SummerSlam.
Okay.
That's it. Other people can ramble on about Jerry. It's already 12 o'clock. We've been on for a half hour and did 2 topics.
Yeah, that's how we do it here, Angry Mark. I mean, I know your time is off because you're drunk, but it's all cool. You already missed like 2 segues. Another caller. Razor Cabron tweets, sorry, Roman can't climb mountains with JBL because he'll get stuck at the top since he can't get over. Thank you, Razor Cabron, for that tweet. And also shout out to you, NFC Gameboy.
I gotta find that one. I gotta retweet that one.
Is this at the shoulders? Also tweet to there's been thoughts of the song Duran Duran song called Rio should be your entrance theme. Angry Mark for Under the Mat Radio Show. And as we told, Razor just posted the YouTube link on the anybody go to @tech_UTMR, the show's Twitter feed. you will see the tweet Razor Cabron put up the YouTube link for the video that Toph just talked about, where Vince was yelling at Michael Cole through the headset. Thank you, Razor Cabron, for that. Jerry Lawler got suspended. She trying to help out his girlfriend. Roman Reigns suspended. Okay, see you next month. Money in the Bank happened this past Sunday. Because we all know what happened. We all saw it. NBC Gameboy overall, I know you always come up with one word for Money in the Bank. So, your word.
Well, this was a word I used on a previous pay-per-view, but I would just say confused. This was a very confusing show. The card, the lineup of matches, very confusing. It was heels acting like faces. It was faces acting like heels. It wasn't no consistency. And that John Cena AJ Styles match, oh my fucking God, that shit was horrible. Easily probably one of the worst matches I've seen this year. Damn, I've seen a better match with my godson and my son, my 6-year-old kids, do a better match than them two. And I'm an AJ Styles fan, and that match was just horrible. Like, I know AJ, and if you listen to AJ, I know you tried, brother. I know you tried, but god damn, it's terrible.
Okay. Thank you, Mark. Your thoughts overall, Money in the Bank, before we go match by match shortly?
I think Money in the Bank, the actual ladder match was very piss poor. Like I talked with Razor last night, and it just made sense. They spent more time trying to put the ladders together like they had an erector set. Like they wanted to make some cool designs with the ladders and shit. It's like, these guys had to take like architectural classes before Money in the Bank. The match itself, there were no spots in that match where like, oh wow, there wasn't that oh shit moment. Like a Kofi Kingston, Shelton Benjamins of the world, could make happen. Yeah. What angry adolescent? Yeah, like there was no spots where, the ladder got broke like with Ambrose, previous, but it just had no pop in there at all. It was boring as shit. The AJ Styles John Cena match, I mean, it was, all they were trying to do is make AJ look like he scouted the shit out of Cena, because he had 15 years to get there to do it. So 15 years of scouting. If you don't know Cena's moves, then there's a problem because there's only 5 moves. I scouted Cena on YouTube. It took me like 3 minutes and a half a beer. All right, and I was done. Rumor has it, Razor was actually built 2 entire websites and scouted, John Cena in under like 20 minutes. I heard that Gameboy was in between dates with his women and still had time to scout John Cena and get a blowjob and get like at least one blowjob. Tech was in the middle of like shots of tequila. He paused. He looked at his phone. He looked at his girl. And he's like, oh, I already scouted John Cena. And that was after eating an appetizer.
Exactly.
Saltine was with his 19-year-old girlfriend in the basement. They were playing with Barbies and shit. And they stopped.
Hashtag basement love.
They stopped for a second. And they turned on the old black and white TV onto the UHF station because it was all fuzzy. And then he put in like, he's like, oh, shit, I need Netflix. So he got a subscription, looked up some John Cena shit. He saw John Cena's moves. And he's like, oh, shit, this is Trainwreck. I'm watching John Cena fuck. Oh, I like his moves. So that's Saltine. And Toph, he did it all over, like, less than a quarter apple juice.
And half of a filler episode of anime.
Yeah, so, I mean, and Afrocentric Queen, she was just like, I just think he's hot. I want his moves. So, we know how she is.
After you clean, your thoughts on that in the AJ Cena match.
I thought the match was pretty good, with the fact that the damn club came out and interrupted the whole damn match. I heard the crowd saying it was awesome because they wanted to see the match. The ladder match, it was so-so. Just like Angry Mark said, it wasn't like a Shelton Benjamin or Kofi Kingston type thing. I mean, I watched the entire thing. Some stuff had me laughing, some stuff had me just like, what the hell? You know, that's not it.
Well, I'll go and get my I ain't my thought is Cena AJ match. First of all, no one has ever thought watching AJ Styles from TNA to the RH appearances in New Japan. No one's ever thought and said, "Wow, I can't wait to see Cena versus AJ Styles." No, never. No one's ever thought that. Overall, never thought that is a dream match. They just haven't. WWE keep lying to you saying, well, this is a dream match. No, it's not true. Maybe AJ and Orton, a lot of people talk about that. AJ against some other people. Definitely not AJ and Cena. Like Mark said, the match is okay. Like, what do you really expect much? AJ is very, very good in the ring. He's a little past his prime, but still can hold a very good match. But AJ is at the point where he only can go as well as the person in the ring he's in the ring with. So if AJ's in the ring with someone that can keep up with his style, great. Someone like Cena, no. And Cena still is a great worker. He's not a wrestler. He's a great worker. It just was okay. It just, like you said, it was okay. They thought AJ was scouted Cena 15 years, and Cena has 5 moves. So if you took a year for each move, doesn't make sense. So like AJ Styles, you done wrestled in TNA against people from all around the world, X Division, Ultimate X, great matches with Joe and Daniels and Kaz, and you done wrestled around the world. You mean to tell me that it took you that long to scout Cena? Okay, yeah. Match is okay. Could have been worse. I didn't really like the ending with the club interfering. I mean, get this. If you allow Kevin Owens to cleanly defeat John Cena the first time they wrestled at a pay-per-view, why the hell don't you let AJ Styles get a clean win? I don't see why not. We all know they're going to have to rematch at Battleground, and they're going to stretch this out to SummerSlam, so I don't see what the problem is. Money in the Bank ladder match, it was okay. It was, wasn't the best, but it was okay. Cesaro took most of the bumps. You can really see how Jericho is just getting. I love Jericho, but he looked old. I don't know if anybody else agrees. I just thought he looked old in that match. So I didn't know Del Rio was in the Money in the Bank match until he came out. I was like, oh, Del Rio's in this? I didn't know. But what I did like is that how, if you paid attention, normally WWE always have the faces against the heels and the heels gang up against the faces. But I like how they changed it up with this Money in the Bank. And he did this with some others, where they actually had heel against heel, and it was face against face. It wasn't just the heel against face. They actually had like Del Rio attacking Owens attacking Del Rio, where it really felt every man was for themselves. That's something I did enjoy. So, real quick, I know you got to give your thoughts on the Cena match and Money in the Bank.
I thought that all the matches that were advertised and hyped up were good to great. They delivered. The undercard was just kind of there. It was just filler, nothing really worthwhile. I thought the Money in the Bank match was actually good. Not every ladder match needs to be a spot fest. One of my favorite ladder matches is The Rock versus Triple H at SummerSlam '98. That was a great ladder match, and there was no crazy bumps there. It was just 2 guys fighting each other, trying to get the belt. That's kind of what this was. Instead of it being 2 guys, it was 6. I thought the ending was kind of weak. It was just Ambrose and Owens just kind of casually fell off the ladder. I felt that, a lot of ladder matches usually have like a big boom ending. That Money in the Bank match didn't have that. So Cena just looked off. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if it's just me, but he also appears a little smaller, too. But Cena just looked off. Him and AJ's chemistry didn't really gel that well. The only beef I really had with the match was AJ was in control of the match for like 70% of the match. So the way that they were booking the match, it seemed like AJ could win. So I felt like the ref bump and the run-in didn't really justify it. You know, like if Cena was beating AJ up, you know, if it was Cena controlling the match, or if it seemed like AJ was in trouble, then a ref bump with a run-in, that would have been kind of like, okay, that makes sense. Like a lot of times in New Japan, AJ would fight like an Okada or a Tanahashi or an Elgin, and he would just be getting his ass kicked. So then the Bullet Club runs in to save him. That makes sense. The booking made it seem as if like AJ could beat him. Basically, the finish was a heel finish for the sake of it. It wasn't really logical. But you know there's going to be another match anyway. But since there's going to be another match anyway, why not just have AJ beat him clean? Me personally, I just think they didn't want to have Cena and Reigns lose on the same show because you know how Vince is. Yeah, you know.
And as is your queen, I know you gave your thoughts on it. We're not gonna go match my match. Just a little highlights. Natalya turning heel. I'm not sure if anyone really cared about the women's tag match. I really didn't. I took a bathroom break, and next thing I know, turned heel. I'm like, okay, what's the point of it? I don't care either way. I did see that Charlotte won by the natural flip. What was any natural something? The Mr. Perfect whiplash move. It was one of her new finishes. But Natalya turns heel. From what sources I got early in the week, that really wasn't the plan. So when I got some comments that night, Money in the Bank, Monday morning, that was something they decided to do last minute. It's a Gameboy. I know you really didn't care, but any thoughts on this?
Once again, the word that I use is confused. I was confused. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why she just zapped and just start beating her up. And, you know, I'm guessing since the brand split is getting ready to come up, they want to make sure they have a heel on both programs and stuff. That's my only guess, which is some of this stuff is probably setting up for the brand split. But yeah, this whole pay-per-view to me was, like I said, it was just confusing. So and really real quick to piggyback off of y'all with the ladder match and stuff, it was a ladder match. You know what I mean? I agree, it didn't have a whole bunch of spots, slow building. It was just guys really going for it. I already knew Ambrose was going to win it. It seemed logical at the time, but you know, it wasn't horrible, but it was confusing because we're so used to seeing spots, and they just kind of just let the guys go. So you know, it's a little breath of fresh air, I guess you can give, you know, a little retrospect to, you know, real wrestling instead of just, you know, spot in a match. So.
I mean, to total credit, I agree with Toph. I agree with Angry Mark to both. And WWE has set the ladder, and I know the Hardy Boys and the Dudleys and Edge and Christian. I know over the years our anticipation of ladder matches has been set so high. So even when we do see a good match, we're like, oh, it wasn't all that good. But we've seen worse. And I will shout out to Angry Marks with Kevin Owens. Devastating spot with Zayn, was it a Michinoku driver he did right on the edge of the ladder, the corner of the ladder? That was a pretty good spot, I will say. Shout out to Owens. Owens and Cesaro, the MVPs of that match, took a lot of the bumps. We did take a lot of bumps, and one of my favorite ladder matches is the Jeff Hardy Undertaker ladder match on Raw. And, of course, was made great also by Jim Ross doing commentary and Jerry Lawler, which is something, sadly, we won't have for a while in WWE, is actually good storytelling commentary to help a match be great. Angry Mark, real quick, your favorite ladder match? of all time, if you had one. Yes.
Huh. Oh my God. I would say any ladder match that involved Kofi Kingston. Period. He always gives you the one or two entertaining, most athletic spots. You don't see him coming. And, you know, yeah, he's with New Day right now. You know, they're really over. You know, they're fading a little bit. But, you know, he is one of the most talented in-ring performers that they have in that company. And not seeing him involved, I mean, yeah, he would almost have been filler, so to speak, but you need somebody like that in these matches who's going to give you that oh shit moment.
Yeah, you do. Filler is real, people. For those people out there in the world that don't believe in filler, it exists. So, you know, you said your favorite was Rock, Triple H, SummerSlam, Highway to Hell. By the way, the only ladder match in WWE history to feature a yellow ladder. I have no idea why that ladder was yellow, but it's never been used since. Ever since your queen, your favorite ladder match?
My favorite ladder matches always involve the Hardy Boys. One was when Edge cheered Jeff Hardy out of the belt.
Do apologize, fans, with the feedback a little bit, fans. No, we're getting bad feedback. We do apologize for that.
Okay.
But I think you mentioned the ladder match, WrestleMania 17.
Yeah, where Edge speared Jeff Hardy out of the air as he was hanging on to the belt. And I'm going back off of Angry Mark, Kofi Kingston. I love Kofi Kingston in ladder matches and the Money in the Bank. He's awesome athlete. He'll give you them old wild moments, old wild factors, you know.
Well, shout out to the random shutting door we heard in the background. And it's a Gameboy ladder match.
Ooh, ladder match. When I think of ladder match, I think of one person, one name resonate, one match that pretty much just made my jaw drop when I first saw it for its time, and that was Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon. You know what I mean? A lot of people say they like the second one better than the first one, but I enjoyed the first one. You know what I mean? I think that was the grand standard of just great storytelling, great match, and great use of the ladder on both ends. All the other ones that y'all named are really great moments and stuff, but to me, I have to go to the originator. I have to go to the grand standard of one of the best in the world, and using something that the time fans had never saw before, or match they never really saw before, and just taking it strictly to the level, and making it not only an enjoyable match, but starting the trend that we all talking about right this moment. So, yeah, my favorite is Shawn Michaels and Razor, man.
I want to give a shout out to Monica at XMoKeyX, fan who's been doing great tweets for Under the Mat Radio. So I do want to give you a shout out to Monica, as we love all of our fans of UTMR and Wrestling Black and White. Thank you. The move was Natural Selection. Also, shout out Monica Text on Twitter. Natty's damn top knots was too tight. She snapped. Just kidding. There was no rhyme or reason for Natty to turn heel. Just another WTF from Vince. Thank you, Monica, as we love all of our fans. And thank you much for the fans that Under the Mat Radio Twitter page is growing and increasing with followers. And one day, hopefully, our followers' power levels can be over 9,000. Hopefully it will. Shout out to, as well, a ladder match that doesn't get credit, the SummerSlam ladder match, the second one, NXT Gameboy mentioned. Shawn and Razor that had both IC titles. Actually, I enjoyed that ladder match a little better than the WrestleMania 10. The WrestleMania 10 was great. I get it. I know it's the first, but I enjoyed the SummerSlam one a little better. Now, we got a couple of callers. Ever since your queen told people I will meet you guys. Do apologize.
I can see that.
Bringing in area code 989. Welcome to Under the Mat Radio. Area code 989.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Area code 989. Yes. How you doing?
Hello.
Yes. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm your co-host.
Okay. Now I know what you understand, Gameboy. It's over 989.
Oh.
Not sure why. Yeah. Okay. Caller, do you 989? Please call back. Sorry. Do you know, fans? Please be patient. If you call in, some people I know if you're using a headset, if you're listening to, if you're using Google Voice, if you're using a landline phone or cell phone, sometimes there will be a delay. So we try to give you enough time to respond. If not, we'll have to end your line. Please do call back 347-677-1862. Angry Mark, you still there? You drinking?
I am right here, happily drinking, and I'm doing something that would fail. I would no. I don't drink that cheap shit. You guys can have your buddies drink that cheap shit. You know,
I'm good.
Tech only drinks the high-end tequila to match his high-end suits that he takes selfies with every morning. You know, so but don't get me wrong. That is not a bad thing. The man can wear a suit. Got to give him that. You know.
Yep, Jam.
So
Indeed.
That is one thing about you, man. You can pull off any suit. So.
Just not the zoot suits.
You know, but no, I'm sitting here violating the wellness policy while drinking.
With that, we got another caller. Who you gonna bring in? Good old buddy, MD Nice, you there?
What up?
Yeah, what's going on, brother? Welcome Under the Mat Radio. Tech, NFC Gameboy, Soph, Ever Since Your Queen, all live. And be nice, real quick. First, tell us your favorite ladder match, and tell us your thoughts very quickly of Roman Reigns being suspended.
Okay. Favorite ladder match, and I know it's a lot of greats because I have like top favorites, but I think the one that gets slept on right now is the one that happened like last year when it was like the Wolves, the Hardys, and Team 3D for the tag team titles. I thought that match was exceptionally done. That was like, you know, a rekindle back into the whole TLC world, but it was like, you know, we're going to, you know, let the Wolves do their thing and, like, get over because we've already done it. And that, to me, is, like, one of my top favorites because it gave you everything, like action, a lot of bumps, a lot of craziness. You know, Eddie Edwards and them took a lot of huge bumps in that match. Davey Richards and that whole thing with the ladder outside, yeah. Ouch. So.
Wow, fans! This is a rare occasion. Everybody, get your Twitter feed ready. One of the 5 TNA wrestling fans have called into Under the Mat Radio. Pretty cool, huh?
There's
all
fans
5
out
of them.
there.
We got 20% of the TNA fan base live on Under the Mat Radio. This is something to brag about.
Any thoughts on that with MD Nice?
Well, first of all, thank you for calling. Secondly, I'm glad of that historic achievement, Angry Mark, for us to capture so much of the audience and capture so much of the moment. You know, Under the Mat, we try to set the bar as high as we can. Apparently, you know, TNA is still around, and we still want to show it some type of recognition. But caller, I just want to say I remember that ladder match. It was pretty good. pretty decent. I didn't watch it. I watched kind of like the snippet of it on a commercial or something, and just the little snippets I saw of it looked pretty awesome. But thank you for bringing that to our attention, because sometimes we forget about past promotions that look like it's closed, but it's really open. And I mean, sometimes if you don't advertise right, you'll drive right past it and be like, hey, we were open. Like, oh, we didn't know. So we appreciate that, though. Really do.
And MD Nice, we just want to know that. Has TNA ever crossed the line?
I think with that Brother Nero storyline they tried to pull, they crossed the line. It was just horribly bad acting. Jeff and Matt trying to bring it back where it started, which was really weird.
Can that be the next segment we talk about after this? Is that part right there? I really want
we
into
can get into that right now. We'll go into NXT game. Well, you can take charge of this segment.
Okay,
Brother Nero.